After the Battle of Ruapekapeka, peace was negotiated and settled. The war was over after 10 months of fighting across the north. The Battle of Ruapekapeka itself was an inconclusive affair. The British were quick to claim a great victory, although all they had won was an empty and deliberately non-strategic power. More modern interpretations have regarded it as a tactical draw. Judge F. Manning summed it up.
Anyone to read the dispatches would think that we'd thrashed the natives soundly, whereas they really had the best of it on several occasions. I really begin to think that it's perhaps all a mistake about us beating the French at Waterloo. I shall always, for the rest of my life, be cautious how I read an account of a battle.
The tribal mobilisation demonstrated an ability to defy the British military might. The Redcoats were no match for Maori warriors, tangata whenua, in their homeland. On the other hand, to continue fighting the British would have put an immense pressure on Ngāpuhi resources. Kawiti and his allies simply couldn't maintain a lengthy campaign. To end the war served both parties. Mana, respect, had been earned. Kawiti was reported to declare,
"Peace shall be made with the governor, the peace shall be made with Tamati Wakanene,"
the Ngāpuhi chief who had fought alongside the crown. An emissary of the government was heard to ask Kawiti whether he had enough of the fighting. Kawiti's reply was,
"If you have had enough, I have had enough. If you have not had enough, then I have not had enough either."
The Pākehā replied.
You are a noble sort of New Zealand savage.
11 days after fighting ceased, the Ngāpuhi factions met at Pomeri's Pa at Karatu to cement peace. This was the traditional ho-ho-rongo, or peacemaking process. With internal peace process concluded, Māori initiated negotiations with the British. Wakanene and a representation took the formal offer of peace to the governor, and the following day the colonial government granted full pardon to all people involved in the so-called rebellion. A carefully worded statement ensuring the government was being seen to be offering peace rather than responding to the chief's approach. The government stated, "The rebel chiefs have been defeated and dispersed," that Kawiti and Heke had made their complete submission to the government, and that as a result Governor Grey had thought it proper to give effect to Her Majesty's earnest desire for the happiness and welfare of her native subjects. Significantly, no Māori land was confiscated during the peace process. Grey, recognising there were serious implications to the issue of land, wisely sidestepped the problem, gaining the impression as a caring, magnanimous governor, whilst ensuring things stayed calm in the north as further conflict loomed with tribes in the south. Kawiti, as the senior chief, wrote to Grey to confirm that he had consented to make peace, but Heke wanted a face-to-face meeting with the governor to fully resolve the conflict. In 1849, after numerous letters, including one to Queen Victoria, Kawiti and Heke finally got a meeting with Grey in the Bay of Islands. On the 7th of September, at a hui in Ruapekapeka, the largest the government said he had ever attended, peace was finally achieved. Kawiti marked the occasion by taking a prized white kotuku feather from his own head and placing it in Governor Grey's cap. At Nene's suggestion, the flagpole at Ruapekapeka was re-erected in 1857, not by the government, but by Kawiti's son, Maihi, and Ngāpuhi. 300 members of those groups who had fought against the government carried the pole up Maihi Hill on the 4th of December that year. At the re-erection, Maihi Kawiti made a speech stating,
"The pole which stood before this one was felled by both Kawiti and Heke. The one which we have raised today will not ever be touched by any of us. The pole shall be named Kotahitanga, the bringing of two people together. The flag belongs to the government. Some land will be given as a mat for the flag. The flag belongs to the government and not to the Māori."
In 1858, the last of the British troops were withdrawn from the north.